Yeah, so I was having a little think, wasn't I? I was having a little think, and I was thinking about, who's the best under 21 players in the world right now? Who are three of the best under 21 players in the world right now? And it really got me thinking, but there's one name that just popped into my head, and I knew I had the right choice, and it was Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal. Levels. 17, such a young player, but I hail him up as the best player in the world right now. Yes, he is the best player in the world right now. He's a maverick, ain't he? He's got it all. Technique. He's technically proficient. He's just got it all. He's one of the best players in the world right now, and you've got to put respect on him, He delivered Spain their Euros since, I think, 2008, at 16. Mad thing. He's just so good. Look at him. He's so smooth. He's cool for school. Cool for school. He's just so smooth, ain't he? He knows what he's doing, isn't he? On the pitch, outside the pitch. He's just a humble kid. And you got to respect that, don't you? You really do have to respect that. And you see him there. He's got the left foot. He's a Neymar regen. That's who he is. And I was just thinking whilst I was talking, I was contemplating what I was. It's the truth, isn't it? Look at both of them. Elite. And I saw another video as well. I saw a video of him and his mum, and he's just so thankful for the jollof rice that his mum cooked him. And you just see him, and look what he was saying.
La comida de la mama.
Mama. Mama. It's mad you talk about mamas, like everyone can say, oh, my mum cooked the best jollof rice. Oh, my mum's rice is better than your mum's rice, it doesn't really matter, does it? I can cook good jollof rice myself. Whose jollof is better? Me or Yamal's mum's? Whose jollof is better? Me or Yamal's mum's? Sexy. Yeah, so it's all bound to personal interpretation, whose mum's rice is better and whose jollof is better. We're just all Africans and proud, aren't we? We love jollof. But when I saw that video, it just all made sense to me why Yamal is the way he is, and that strength, that African strength, both his parents are African, His mum's from Guinea and his dad's from Morocco. And I love it. I love that beautiful connection, and it's great to see that. And you see his dad right there. He was always with him, taking him to football and Barcelona Academy, cheering on other players like Pau Kabasi in the academy. It looks great, don't it? It just looks really good, like seeing a man standing up and taking care of his son and seeing the mustard seed in his son and plucking it out and watering it. It's really good. I got to respect him. Munir. No, he thinks he's a gangster, don't he? Look at him. He thinks he's a gangster. From the ends, ain't he? He's from the ends of Barca. He's thrown up the deuces like he's from the west side. Tupac, west side. He thinks he's a rider, don't he? He thinks he's a rider. He thinks he's out here just... Oh, my son's Yamin. My son's Lamine. I gotta respect him though, man. He does think he's a gangster, don't he? But he's a good dad, and I rate him. I really rate him. Yeah, so you just gotta elevate. You just gotta move up in the world, and if you've got a kid, just see that seed and try and pour into their lives and make sure that they're cool, aren't they? I think that's the best way to move. You don't want to end up at the job center, you have to level up. You don't want to end up at the job center. Talking about job centers, I thought I saw Cole Palmer at the town center the other day. I thought I saw Cold Palmer at the town centre the other day, but it's not him. Of course, it's not him. He's levels on top, ain't he? He's another player in my list that he has to be number 2 in my list. He's a maverick, ain't he? He passes the eye test. He can do it all. He can do it all. I mean, just look at the way he moves on the ball. He's so majestic. And he hasn't got the most pace, but he's so technically astute. You look at him and you think, yeah, he's a good player. You don't even need to watch football and you know what time it is. Cole Jermaine Palmer is levels above most of these players out here. And he's only, 22? He's so good, ain't he? Fucking hell. I wish I had him at Liverpool, And yes, I'm a Liverpool fan, mate. I'm a Liverpool fan. That's who I am. Liverpool. But yeah, do you see that goal the other weekend where he bended the ball to Pedro Neto from nearly the halfway line? That beautiful pass, and Pedro Neto run down the wing like an absolute mental guy, didn't he? And he slotted it with his left peg into Nico Jackson. It was quality. Absolutely quality, wasn't it? I mean, Cole Palmer is just brilliant, ain't he? He come from Man City with Pep, Pep just drained the life out of him. He had to run off to Chelsea, didn't he? He's an elite manager, Pep, but he's had so many elite managers. Is he really elite? I don't really know. Like, I've had this debate with myself so many times, and I don't know. He's had so many good players at his disposal. He's had Messi, Kimmich, David Alaba, KDB, Haaland and Rodri. He just won a Ballon d'Or. So he's got all these players at his disposal. So really, is he that great of a manager? I mean, he's tactically astute. I rate him. He knows what he's doing. The pressing and the passing, the possession ball. I love that. I love the possession ball. But he's getting boring nowadays, ain't he? We saw yesterday he got packed out by Tottenham 4-0. He's losing his mind, ain't he? Look at the way he's stressing out, new lines on his forehead and that. So we don't know if he's all that, I think he's getting caught out. He didn't have to work with scraps like Klopp. Yeah, he didn't have to work with scraps like Klopp, did he? Yeah, Klopp had Clavan and Lallana and all these players. Lambert, oh gosh, flipping hell, I feel sorry for him. But then again, he rose out of the mud like the absolute phoenix he is, isn't he? Look at Jurgen. Look at that smile. He's like an absolute $1 million man, ain't he? He's $1 million baby. But he's one of the best managers in the world. And you can say I'm biased because I'm a Liverpool fan, but am I really that biased though? Because he had scrap metal in his team, didn't he? He had like the lowest of the low of players, and FSG, no budget, no money, he only had a shoestring budget every summer, and he managed to win a Premier League and a Champions League. Absolute levels. I rate him highly, you know. He's definitely better than Pep. You know, Pep's had all the money in the world of Man City, ain't he? Just splashing that cash. Jurgen, he ain't really had that much money. He ain't really had that much money, you know. He's shoestring budget FSG. John F. Henry. John F. Henry. I fucking hate that guy, man. I shouldn't be saying this on YouTube, innit? Disclaimer alert, disclaimer alert. He winds me up. But I'm going to make a separate video on that one, you know. I'm going to be talking a different one, you know, John F. Henry, whatever his name is. FSG, Liverpool owner, I'll be talking about that later. So, I don't really need to be talking about that now, do I? You know, let's just get back on task. He's so theatrical, man. Like, when I look at this picture, I just see him dancing and prancing on the sidelines. Oh, what is this? Chatting up the ops on the field. He's so patronising, man. Like, he's always trying to patronise people, isn't he? You see, the other time he was putting his fingertips all over Nathan Redmond. Ooh, we're mates. Let me give you a pointers. And I'm Pep Guardiola. I've won the Premier League and I've won the Champions League. La Liga. I've won all these dominant trophies across Europe. I can teach you a thing or two. He's so patronising, ain't he? Pep Guardiola. Like, he's just done him in and he's just smacked him up probably 5-0 and he's trying to, ooh, we're mates. Let me teach you something. Is this what? No, he's so Machiavellian, ain't he? He's Machiavellian activities. Machiavellian activities. He's a masterminder, ain't he? He loves mind games and all of that. Master manipulator, like Kendrick says. Master manipulator, like Kendrick says. You know, in press conferences, you know, he's always having a little weird smile on his face, smirking around, you know. He knows he's leading the press on and he's lying to the press, you know, telling them he likes the opposition managers, you know, giving them compliments and that, you know, he's just chatting shit, you know, he's chatting absolute bollocks. And it's just like the British media, ain't it? It's just like the British media, you know, gassing up players like Mount and, you know, Rashbeck. And, but there's one player that really they love bigging up, don't they? It's P.R. Ellingham. Jude Bellingham. P.R. Ellingham, you know, he loves it, don't he? He's a poser. You know, Real Madrid and all of that. I don't know. I don't really rate him as a player, as you can tell from the tone of my voice. I don't really rate him like that, you know. He lacks technical proficiency. You know, he just loses the ball in midfield, and he's good at running through counter-attacks, but because he's an athlete, you know, then that's what it is today. All these athlete-based players, big quadriceps and all of that, you know, I come across like a hater right now. But no, you gotta watch him for yourself. You have to watch him for yourself, man. You just can't listen to me and think I'm telling the truth. Yeah, you gotta watch him for yourself, mate. You gotta watch him for yourself. I'm keeping it real with you. He's like the Love Island Lampard, ain't he? He's like the Love Island Lampard. And I'm just thinking right now, like, he's good at running through counter-attacks. Like I said, he attacking the final third of late dashings into the box. He's a box crasher. That's the word. He's a box crasher. Late dashes into the box, sticks his leg out like he's Oli Solskjaer in the 99 Champions League final. He loves that, don't he? He loves grabbing the headlines. P.R. Ellingham. Man, then, what do you reckon? What do you reckon? Yeah, serious GC conversations on this one, I'm telling you. But he could do that, and he could do what he wants if he wants to go and do all of that. And he's got the bag, mate. He's got the fucking bag. He's living life, big cash, multiple stamps in his passport. He's got it all. Meanwhile, I'm 26 talking crap on YouTube. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. Levels, in it. Maybe I'm just being a little hater, I know. Maybe I'm just being a little hater. He's getting the bag, like I said. He's different, and it hits different when you can do what you absolutely want. And yeah, fair dues to him, but I don't really rate him as a player. But there is one player that I really, really do like, and like I mentioned, Cole Jermaine Palmer, quality player, ain't he? Quality player. Remember that time he posted that video of his sister? And he was doing the whole Vibes Cartel. We be the champions, we not be the champion. We be the champion, we not be the champion. He was doing all of that, weren't he? And his fingers were wagging everywhere, and you can see the inner patty coming out of him. Yeah, man, all the patties, the jerk chicken and the ackee and saltfish, all of that, it just marinated his veins, ain't it? All the Maggie cube is in his veins, ain't it? He's just coming out of him, because you can just tell, and it all makes sense. It's like Lamine, ain't it? It's all the food, he grew up on real food. You can tell by the coordination in his hands. Just look at his hands right there, you can tell in the coordination, he's got the moves on the pitch, outside the pitch. He's a smooth operator. Shout out to Sade. Levels. Another player I really, 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 really do respect though, Vinicius Junior. Vinny Junior, mate. Brasileira. I love it. And I love Brazil. Who doesn't love Brazil? If you love football, you love Brazilian footballers. Ronaldinho, R9, Romario, Rivaldo, Robinho, Adriano. It just goes on and on, don't it? It goes on and on, mate. It's too good. It's too good. And you see Vinicius, he's one of the best players out there, isn't he? He's one of the best players out there. And, he's not 21, but I don't really care. He's 24, but he's automatically in this list because I don't really rate any other under 21s like that right now. So I've just put him on the list, just for the sake of it. And so is Cole Palmer. He's 22. They're just the three best young players, aren't they? But Vinicius, back to Vinicius, the brother's just out here complaining and whining and moaning. But he's such a good player. He reminds me of Manchester United's Nani, but with a bit more flair. That Brazilian sauce has gone into him, ain't it? And he just comes out and he can go past a player, nutmeg you, dribble past you. But he does lack a bit of finishing, and I think that cost him the Ballon d'Or. Last year he got 14 GA. That's not the best, is it? 14 GA in La Liga ain't really the best. And I think he got it outside of all the competitions, but we can't blame him. He won the Champions League, ain't he? He's so clutch when you need him. He comes through, to be honest. He just turns on that Brazilian clock and he just goes to work, and you got to rate that. You got to rate that, mate. You got to rate that, and I do, and I rate him highly, and he's one of the best players in the world out there, isn't he? But like I said before, he's always moaning and that, and I think that just, the politics of, the Ballon d'Or, Rodri got it, didn't he? Rodri was kissing up the Ballon d'Or with his lips, he was lipsing it up. Lipsing it up. No diddy. No diddy. But yeah, man, he crying around, outside the pitch, on the pitch, in press conference, he's always moaning, and he's always fucking moaning. Oh, they're doing this to me. Oh, he's always throwing up the victim card, man. But I do love him as a player, man. He's got it. He's got it. Yeah, whatever. World is missing out on ballers, ain't it? It's missing out on top players, Mate, I'm 26. I'm 26, mate, and I grew up on real food. Real food, mate. Real ballers. I don't know about you young G's, man, but I actually grew up on proper players, mate. Seedorf, Del Piero, Gerrard, Kaká, Ronaldinho. When you see these players, they pass the eye test. They're mavericks, ain't they? They're just majestic on the pitch. It's different, man. The levels of the technicality today is just, it's gone. You don't really have, it's just so athletic orientated today, isn't it? It's so athletic orientated. Pace and power, all of the pace and power stuff, the game is becoming progressively machine based. Oh, pass here, pass there, and run around for 90 minutes. No one wants to grow up and become Garnacho, do they? Alejandro Garnacho. Martinelli. Yeah, you see these type of ballers, man. Stinky, mate. So like I said, I grew up on real food, and all these players are just passion and desire. It's like what Roy Keane says all the time, innit? Passion and desire. He's a op, but I like him. I respect him. I respect his mentality, He's an old school geezer, innit? He loves like hard work and that, strong men, masculine mindset, perseverance and all of that. He loves that. But I like flair, man. I like different type of players that move the needle. Number 10s or flair players. Ballers, dribblers. Give me that sauce. So all of the three players I mentioned in this video, mate, they've got it. They've got it. And whether it's their diet or spiritual or their upbringing, it just made them who they are. They come from proper stock. And we see it. We see it on the pitch, and everyone who knows what I'm talking about knows what I'm talking about, innit? Yeah. But the state of football's dying, and I really do blame these little fat kids playing FIFA and eating McDonald's in their, indoors and that. I blame Danny Aaron's as well. He used to be a chonky monkey, didn't he? But then again, I'm being a hypocrite because I used to be a little fatty myself, didn't I? Yeah, man, I used to be bare fat, man. I didn't always used to look like this. Hard work and perseverance, like Roy Keane always says, innit? Passion and desire, the zest for life. But yeah, What do you guys reckon? What do you guys reckon? You reckon I'm just talking absolute bollocks, or do you think I'm onto something here? Do you think I'm right with the three best young players in the world right now? It's got to be Lamine Yamal, Cole Palmer, and Vinicius Jr., isn't it? It has to be. But write your little comments in the comment section and subscribe to this video and, like it and share it. Yeah? Don't be greedy. Yeah? Share. I'm out. In a bit.